go back to the beaches where I always make you laugh, to the forest where we found a hidden path.
This is Holly D with Holly D Traveling After Transplant, and this is my unsponsored, unbiased review of Margaritaville at sea, and I hope you enjoy. Any questions, make sure to leave them below. And I am so glad that I did not listen to all of the negative reviews that I had seen and heard. I was pleasantly surprised. I did come into this kind of knowing that it's a starter kind of cruise line and just kind of not to expect a whole lot, but it was a floating hotel with a bar that got me to the Bahamas for the day. And I will say it was way too short, but more on that later. Let's start with the booking process. I went and booked online. It was easy to do, pretty straightforward. They will send you a confirmation email, and that is the only communication you will get from them really until 2 days before you're sailing. So don't lose that email. That has all the information on it. And then the 2 days before, they will send you just kind of like what to do at the port, all those kind of things. You are able to purchase your like drink packages and like combination packages, but you have to call the customer service line and they will add it like using your credit card. And it was super simple. I wasn't even on hold very long when I did mine. But you also get a 10% discount if you pre-book those. If you don't pre-book them, don't worry. You can sign up in the terminal for that. And along with that, in the terminal when you come on embarkation day is when you make all your dining reservations, spa reservations, anything like that. You can't do it online yourself. You have to do it at the terminal. So that is kind of hectic to keep in mind for the first day, but you can't like miss it. You walk right by everything. So it was good. But let's go into embarkation. I will kind of add that we had some special circumstances on ours. There was a tornado in a nearby town the night before we embarked, and then there were brownouts the morning of and the night before. So computer systems were a little fuzzy, all that kind of thing. But embarkation, I had the solo license to chill package. So I got the express like check-in at the curbside. They took my one piece of luggage that I had and put like an express delivery tag on it, and then instructed us to go upstairs. And there were dedicated lines for the package people to check in with. And that was super easy and simple. I had a passport and done in just a few minutes. The line, I think I waited like maybe like 20 minutes, but they had like 3 agents working and I showed up pretty much right when they opened check-in. So checked in, went through and made all my reservations for the spa and dinner, the steakhouse, all of that was included or credited in my package. And then they show you to the VIP lounge. The VIP lounge, I do think is an improvement from what they had prior. They just had like a roped off section of the seating prior like trips, but on this one they actually have a room. But the only negative is like a room at the end of like a hallway or like the floor. So there's no airflow in there and it got hot. It was hot, it was stuffy, a lot of people were complaining. They did have like some refreshments, hot coffee, some tea, and then a few bottles of water along with some pastries and desserts to kind of snack on. So that was nice, but with all of the computer glitches, we had like an hour and a half probably delay in boarding the ship. So we actually did not get on the ship until after 1:30. And by that time there were a lot of people waiting, especially if you did not have a pre-purchase package like the license to chill or anything like that. Those boarding areas were crazy. Sorry about that. It's disembarkation morning, so there'll be a lot of pauses due to the announcements overhead. But all right, back to where we were. Getting on the ship. We finally got on. They did let the packages go first, and then it was just like regular boarding by, I believe, like group numbers that were printed on your CPass, or whatever they call it here. Literally our package only got us like 2 minutes ahead of everyone else due to just the congestion and the backlog of getting on, but you got a little seat at least in the lounge. So once you get on the ship, if you pre-purchased your drink packages, you do have to go down to one of the lounges to pick up your wristband. They do not give that to you in the terminal. You have to go get in line and like you get your cup and your wristband. There was a little bit of a line, but again, they kept it moving. And then they are able to be used as soon as you pick those up. Super, super simple. And then I went upstairs to the buffet lunch. There's plenty of seating if you know where to look. If it's congested in the buffet area, go back to the 5 o'clock somewhere bar, and there are tons of tables, and there are some in the shade, some are in the sun. But on our day, it really didn't matter because it wasn't super, super sunny. But keep that in mind if you're looking for a spot on the first day. Rooms were not ready until like 2 o'clock, so you had to wait a little bit for the rooms to get ready. But I had a backpack with me and it was fine, and I was navigating through everything just fine. Once the rooms are ready, it's kind of free for all. I had a spa treatment booked for like 3 o'clock, so I literally had time to like go to the room, drop things off, and then head up to my spa appointment. The spa staff is super nice and friendly, along with all the staff. But I was kind of worried because they were doing like the spa tours and all that kind of thing, and I was like, oh, is this gonna be really loud and not relaxing? But it was very much the opposite. They took me into like a back area of the spa near the like salon, and it was very quiet, private, very relaxing. I almost wanted to book another one just because she was amazing. And for the like, once you get the credit on there, it's kind of like land prices as far as the massages. I have not used any other spa services on any other lines, so I can't attest to it in comparison with other lines. But after the spa appointment is the muster drill. And here they do the traditional muster drill. Everyone has to gather in one area, very congested. You have to watch the demonstration of putting the life vest on. It was only a few minutes, but very congested, very warm by the time everybody gets huddled together. But it's how they do it here. If you're on other lines, make sure to do the other check-in for muster drill, so not everyone has to go back to this style, because it is not my favorite. But we made it through. And then after that was the sail away party. But unfortunately on my sailing, it was raining outside, literally like raining lightning. So they had to move it down to one of the lounges. They did a great sail away party, especially in the confined little area that they had. But lots of dancing, getting to know all of kind of the entertainment staff and things like that. I would rank it probably number 2 in terms of like the major kind of starter cruise lines, out of probably 4, if you know which ones those are. So the other 3 and then this one. They ranked number 2 for sail away party. I had a blast. It was great. They really involved you. Like if you were like on the outskirts and you showed any interest, they brought you in and you joined the party. So it was a lot of fun. Then after sail away party, I went to steakhouse dinner to use my one night that I get at the steakhouse through my package, and it was amazing. I have been on other lines, and I like this one the best. Definitely flavored well, temperature, meat cooked to your liking. Very, very good. And again, the staff is amazing. And then the show for the first night was a magician or an illusionist, whatever you want to call them. With the package, you have reserved seating if you want to be on the floor. I guess it's a positive, but really wasn't a huge perk for me. But I liked that I didn't have to rush to try to save a seat or anything like that. But the theater is quite large, so that is very helpful too. Then the night rounded off with just live music around the ship, and it does not disappoint. They are very good at what they do. They keep it kind of like changing in pace and whatnot. So you have a couple fast songs and then you'll kind of go to a slow one just to kind of give you a break and go get a drink and then come on back. But great fun, great talent, definitely interactive with the crowd. On port day, they let you know when you can go ashore, of course, and I did not book an excursion through the cruise line. I did a private one, so you can check my vlogs for that if you wanted to see what I did, and I would definitely suggest it because it was an amazing one and I loved the customer service. So I'll keep that on there. It was the Clearview Tours, and that is at Freeport. But getting back on the ship was a little difficult just because we had a huge storm blow through, and like tents were flattened. The actual ramp from the land to the ship became damaged, so they had to fix that. It was kind of crazy, especially in a downpour of rain, but that does not always happen. So and there were other factors, but they kept you comfortable. There wasn't a whole lot of seating, but there was air conditioning, and that helped a lot. But it was an easy process overall. You just show your ship card. They never even checked IDs that I saw. That might have just been in the confusion of the day, but super easy on and off the ship. There is not a whole lot at the port, so plan to do something, even if it's just a taxi, to get like to the main like marketplaces or anything that you want to do. A lot of people chose like an all-inclusive or a resort, and I heard that it was a great time, but I just did not have that in me. I wanted to see the like city and things like that, so that's why I chose what I chose. But back on ship, they had lunch up in the buffet area, and it was nice. There were different choices than the first day, which I was excited about because the first day didn't have a whole lot that kind of interested me, but the second day was much better. And then I went and took my advice and went to the 5 o'clock somewhere bar to sit outside and eat my lunch and just kind of relax from the day. And the whole like birds that you see on some of the reviews, it's true, there are birds, but why there are birds is people leave their plates out with food still on them, so the birds attack the plates for the french fries and the chicken and bread and all that. But as soon as the food is gone, then the birds are gone. And the staff was trying their darndest to keep the birds away. I kind of joked with a couple of them that they were like teachers, because they were like shooing these birds away and like moving them kind of like how I move a classroom of kids. So the birds are here. Yes, I will attest they are here, but it is only because there is food available and people are not like covering it before they leave. So part on your fault of like why the birds are here. After that, just kind of home around the ship. They had a few game shows. Some bands started. The DJ was playing music. It was really nice. And we're back. But yes, getting back on the ship, perfect. They had afternoon activities, and then was dinner time. I decided to go to the main dining room, and I had made that reservation back in the terminal the first day for the early seating for dining. And I literally looked at both of the menus and just kind of chose which one I preferred and made that my dining room night, and then used the steakhouse for the one I least preferred. But the food quality in the main dining room was very good. I will say that there were a lot of people in there, and the staff was a little overwhelmed. It wasn't their fault, it's just there were so many people sitting at the same time, so they were very, very busy. But this service did not lack. They were always checking to see if you needed anything. I can't say enough positive things about the staff on the ship. I am pleasantly surprised at how friendly and courteous and like serving they are here. Always asking if you needed anything. Do you want more food? Do you want more drink? Anything like that. So it's amazing. But yeah, dinner, great. And then after dinner, they had another show. I was expecting the musical show that you are seeing on some of the other reviews of the Jimmy Buffett like ship show, I think is what they call it. They didn't have that on my trip, and I was really, really disappointed because I was looking forward to seeing that. But instead they had a comedian on my night, and I was not impressed with the early show of it. Like it was supposed to be family friendly, but I don't think he was able to do family friendly, and even the family friendly was not what I would choose to have my kid listen to or experience. But yeah, and I'm not easily offended or anything like that, so if I was kind of like, maybe it shouldn't have been a nun. And we're back. So yes, the comedian show, well, it filled a spot. I would not recommend it. I'm really hoping if I sail again that they will have the ship show back, because I really did want to see that. But after the evening show, then it was just music around the ship again. It was fabulous, just as good as the first night. A lot of energy, perfect talents, very interactive with the crowd. Started off with just like the cover band. I think they call it License to Chill or something like that. But it's acoustic, like cover songs. Very good. I really enjoyed them. And then they threw in a game show, like Battle of the Sexes kind of thing, but they call it Cowboys, Cowgirls. It was okay. It was a time filler and interactive, so it was good. And then the Latin band came on, and whoo, if you want to talk about bringing the energy and the heat, they brought it, and it was so much fun. The whole entire lounge was just up and dancing, clapping along. Great talent, great involving everybody. And then went up to the other lounge, which has karaoke. And as a booze cruise and karaoke, you know, it's never going to disappoint. It's quite the show, but they were having a lot of fun up there. And then they went into the Love and Marriage show, and I stayed for part of it. But the Love and Marriage show is just like every other line. They use the same like questions and things like that, and once you've seen it a few times, it just kind of gets repetitive. So none of the couples really stood out to me as like wanting to hear their answers or anything like that. So I decided to come on down, listen to the Latin band for a little bit longer, and then call it a night. And when I call it a night, it was a morning. Their music goes well into like after midnight, and the energy is still there from the beginning. So it was amazing. Overall, I would rank this as 8 or 9 out of 10. It's one of my favorite. It really is. And I'm not being paid for my opinion. I'm not anyway endorsed or anything like that, but I really enjoyed the ship. But again, I came in with the like mindset that it's a party ship. It's a floating hotel to get me to the Bahamas Friday. You know, there's going to be booze because it's Margaritaville and there's bars everywhere. But staff is amazing. The ship is an older ship, but I like that, as in I can go between the floors and do the stairs and not have to worry about the elevators. Just because it's not huge and spread out and all that. I hardly stepped in the elevators at all on this trip, and with somebody else's heart, that's a pretty good indicator that it was easy to navigate and all of that. But I will definitely be back, hopefully with the ship show, so I can watch that this time. But if you have any questions or anything, make sure to like, comment, and share down below, and I will answer your questions. Again, it's a 30-year-old ship, but it is not like past its prime or anything like that, and they are continually making upgrades, and it is going to be going into dry dock at the end of the month, so I can't wait to see those improvements also. But as of me, Holly D, traveling after transplant, I would come on this ship again in a heartbeat, and I'll really come back if they want to sponsor me. So yeah, definitely leave those comments below, and make sure to make memories and not dreams, and live every day as a gift, because it is. So I will see you next time, and again, if you have any questions, leave them below. Thanks for watching.